Darren Watts. Good morning, Jim, Simon, Martin. I am lucky enough to have a ticket for the final. But for 3 times now, my wedding has been postponed. Maybe that's because of COVID, Martin, and whatnot. I live in the northeast, so I dare not cancel the wedding again. So let me tell you, the ticket is in the southwest corner. I'm offering one of your lucky listeners, Jim, the chance to take my place today. All they have to do is be at the Beamish Hall Hotel for 3:30 on Sunday. Her name is Susan, and she'll be in a white dress. Good luck. Darren, I think you've landed yourself in a world of trouble with that one, mate. But you asked me to read it, and I have read it. Martin, what's your take on this? NHS charities are going to benefit from England's run to the final. Victory for England over Italy on Sunday will take the amount of prize money from the tournament to about 24 million quid for the FA. 40% of that, about 9.6 million, is going to be shared amongst the squad, and the intention is to ensure that a sizable chunk of it goes to the NHS. Now,
fantastic,
Martin, I have to say, after years of criticism towards certain England players, people have always been in their backs. What about this? As a collective decision. I mean, this is a group really, I think you cannot accuse of being out of touch with reality in any shape or form.
No, fantastic. And it's about time, I suppose. We can say that players now have been responsible, socially responsible within their communities. We saw Rashford with the school meals, fantastic how he stood up for that cause. And this is money that will be well spent within the NHS because 9.6 million. You said, Jim,
9.6 mil.
Yeah, that's a fantastic gesture from the players, and that's hopefully that helps them to try even harder at the weekend.
Yeah. I mean, as Martin says, that's even more incentive. Not that they need it, but it's a great gesture, Simon. It can't be faulted, surely.
Yeah, no, of course. Unfortunately, giving it to an organisation that spends money so profligately is the flip side of that argument. But look, I have mixed emotions about this. There's an argument that says that perhaps playing for your country shouldn't attract remuneration anyway, because you're playing for your country. The other side of that argument is you're plying your trade and you're at the top of your trade, so you should be rewarded for that. Of course, the climate is right. It is right for elite sportsmen at a time when the country is looking to them, whether that be right or wrong, to bring this feel-good factor, that they do a gesture like this. Now, of course, we're in a time, with the greatest respect in the world, we're in a time where the average Premier League footballer gets paid £75,000 a week. So it's a gesture that these players can afford to do. But it doesn't mean they shouldn't be recognised and applauded for doing it, because many people can do lots of things and they don't do it. So I think it's absolutely right.
Why shouldn't they be applauded for it?
I just said they should.
Oh, they should. I beg your pardon.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to take it a different slant and say, well, it follows on from the Players Together initiative, well, you know my view on that. That was a very clever, subtle way of the players avoiding the downward pressure of having pay cuts by using an initiative to circumnavigate it. But this is something different. This is the players galvanising the spirit of the country and saying we recognise the fact that this is a very tough landscape, a very tough world. We recognise the fact that we are the poster boys for a feel-good factor, and we're going to donate whatever amount of money is, whether it's £1 or 9.6 million quid, to something that means something to people. So, yeah, of course they've got to be applauded. How can they not be?
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to respond like this.
I think they've been actually waiving their match fees and bonuses for many years, Jim. I
think that's right, isn't it?
I don't believe that it's actually something new. And they would have gone to various charities and grassroots football and back into the game. So it's the size of it now. It's the bonuses are bigger than ever before. So it's a huge effort. And, of course, no one's been this successful since this modern-day package has been available for bonuses.
Yeah, I know you so well. If you'd been asked at the time, play for your country for nothing, you would have said, absolutely, let me do it.
Well, I actually found it a little bit odd when we were getting paid bonuses and a match fee at the time. I thought, it had to change. You can't take it away because you want that money to go somewhere else, don't you? Because the FA obviously are getting their monies in, their huge price tickets. I mean, it's a UEFA game, by the way. It's not the FA for this weekend. So
yes,
you can't criticise the FA.
Sure.
Which is why it's really, really difficult to get a ticket.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Simon, I think it deserves to be recognised. It deserves to be put into context, and you're a great man for doing that.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, they don't need to make this gesture. And I just think it does all add up, and it points towards a very unique set of lads at a time in all of our lives who have come together, who just spread goodwill and feel-good factor.
And that won't be lost each one of those, their PR advisors and the structure of these boys' opportunity, because this sort of gesture keeps the focus on how the players represent football and the country in the right way.
I think it's coming from them, Simon. I think you can take PR advisors
I
out.
think it's heartfelt, this, isn't it? This is heartfelt.
I would suggest that it probably comes from Gareth Southgate and his suggestion that this is the sort of thing that we should be doing because it's the right thing to be doing. We're recognising the opportunities that we have, the position that we're in, at the same time as getting what Gareth Southgate has and has done very well. He has the zeitgeist. He has the zeitgeist of how these players need to be communicated with. Because why? Because he brought most of them through the under-21s and has been with them for a significant period of time. Why? Because he's played international football at the highest level and seen both the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, both good and bad. And ultimately, you've now got a situation where the team is representing the country the way the country wants it to. And this is a nice gesture. It's a good gesture. And as Martin said, it goes to the point that Martin made. And it's easy for me to say because I'm not plying my trade as a professional footballer. There is a part of me that suggests if you're elite enough to be playing international football, you're already in a position economically that you are very well set. And is it the case that you should be being paid to represent your country or should need to be paid? And Martin's already touched upon the point that already these players have been gifting these things beneath the radar to a variety of good causes. Now it's a scale, and the scale makes the noise and makes the news. It's a good thing, and they should be recognised for doing it.
Do you get the impression, Martin, looking at players, you know players inside out, this is a special group? This is a special group.
It seems to me a very grounded group. Nothing, let's not forget they got to a semi-final in 2018, which was a huge achievement. And we look across that team, and they seemed like players that quite a number of them are still with, girlfriends that they met at school, and they haven't got caught up in that showbiz world. Yeah. They keep things simple in their lives. I like that. Yeah. I like that. There's 8 or 9 of these players that we're talking about.
It makes the era of the WAG look all the more ridiculous.
It does, yeah.
Well,
it does.
And maybe that was unkind as well. In fairness, that was the press who got hold of that name.
We could hardly miss them.
Yes, but this group, the girls are sort of. They are loving they're loving every moment of it, and they're really with their men. They can't get within like 10 metres of them, the players. You've seen this morning, photographs of Harry Kane trying to talk to his wife, through this corridor of.
But every aspect of it, Martin, is reflective of the manager. Look back to Sven-Goran Eriksson running around having it away with TV presenters and FA secretaries and living his life in a certain way. So you look at it and say the team reflects leadership.
The role model.
He is the lightning rod. He is the blue touch paper. His way of looking at life is very simple. He's very balanced. He doesn't steer towards a narrative of needing to be front and centre with controversial observations and outlooks in life. So it's not surprising that the team behaves that way beneath him.
He's very in touch with how to behave,
and
how young people should be. I think if you had a son, you'd be delighted that you'd be working with Gareth Southgate and learning from him. And as I say, that's the sort of environment that we're talking about. And, their social responsibility, the way that they now feel, compelled to sort of lead the way. Yes, we've just come through COVID and football players are earning enormous amounts of money. The broadcasters are sustaining that, and broadcasters have kept football alive. Yeah. But isn't it beautiful now that the fans are coming back? But I think there's more now. The people and the players are more together than ever before, because we're not worrying about our footballers, all the money that they earn. They're a part of us now. And we can connect with this group because they don't look flashy.
Oh,
they look normal.
And they don't show. On Wednesday night at Wembley, I certainly saw fans very much aligned to the players.
Oh, 100%. They're becoming like gods again. Now, of course, we've got to keep a handle on that. Yeah. But we need to enjoy what they're doing as well.
Sure. What was that about, Sven? We're coming up to 11:15. It's Jim and Simon. You know Simon. And Martin Keown, live in talkSPORT.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.